Good evening. Good evening. There we go. We still have people coming in, but I want to be respectful of everybody's time who is here. My name is Bill McGann, and I'm the founder and chairman of Georgia Works. Georgia Works is a 6 to 12-month work-based program that helps chronically homeless men and returning citizens become productive citizens. We ask each participant to do a number of things when they come into our doors. First is to be clean from alcohol and drugs. The second is to not take handouts from the government or from anybody else. And the third is to work. And when they come in, we help them work on a number of different things. The first is to eliminate their barriers to becoming self-sufficient, productive citizens. Those are things like helping them get driver's licenses, pay past due fines, and eliminate wage garnishments. But the second thing that we do that's even more important is we help them work on their habits. We help men on their drug addictions, on their work habits, and we help them reflect on themselves and become better people so that when they leave our program, the things that caused them to come in the first place are dealt with. This is our sixth graduation. This is our sixth graduation. And this year we're celebrating 200 men. 200 men. And in total, 741 men have graduated from Georgia Works since we started the program. Of those graduates, approximately 80% remain successful, and by that I mean housed and employed, 80%. Starting wages over the last year have averaged in the low teens, around $13 an hour. 90% of the men who have graduated from our program are back in the lives of their minor kids, and 80% of them have their driver's license privileges restored. Those are impressive numbers, and it's all because of your hard work. Well, there are a lot of different people here today. We have our graduates, and our graduates have been graduating over the course of a year. Unlike graduations from high school or college where everyone finishes the program at the same time, our graduates walk out of our place about every other day. 15 to 20 people every month walk out of Georgia Works to a full-time job in their own place, oftentimes for the first time in their lives. We have employer customers, employer partners. We have provider customers here, or provider partners, and friends and family. And they're all here to celebrate our graduates who are wearing blue ribbons. And those blue ribbons look very good, I might add. And so our graduates might ask, why are these strangers, why are just friends and family who you don't know here tonight to see you graduate? And that's a good question. And the answer to that question is that you are the best in the human spirit. You exemplify what is best about human beings. You have resiliency, you face adversity, and you never give up. And those are things that are just incredibly admirable, and that's what we're all here to celebrate. And so thank you for reminding us how great human beings can be. And I want to end on one thing before I turn it over to Phil and others, and that's that you guys are the part of the Georgia Works family now. You're going to go out into entry-level jobs and take positions with companies that sometimes might not work out. Companies go through layoffs sometimes, and or you might just make a mistake, and they might let you go. But just know this. You can always come back to Georgia Works. If you're trying to live your life the right way and you're trying to be clean and and be a responsible citizen. Bills might pile up, and you might lose that job, and you really might face tough times, but you'll always have a place to go, and that's back at Georgia Works. So just know that as you go out there. So I'm going to turn it over to Phil Hunter right now, and you all, thank you very much, and congratulations to our graduates.
Good evening, everybody. My name's Phil Hunter, and I serve as the Executive Director of Georgia Works. A little over 6 years ago, Bill called or emailed me and shared with me a vision that he had about helping men get back to self-sufficiency. And one of the things that he shared with me as he and I talked was that he believed that people could change, and that folks' lives could be restored and be redeemed. And he asked me would I go on this journey with him and would I share this vision with him, and I am so glad that I did. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Jack Harden, for recommending me to share this vision. And over the past 6 years, I have journeyed with now 741 men that have gone from homelessness, sleeping under bridges, coming out of jail and prison, to now self-sufficient taxpayers and family and heads of families now. One of the unique things about where I sit is that I get to share the journey from beginning to the end with the men that we're celebrating tonight. And sometimes there are bumps in the road. Sometimes we might detour a little bit. Sometimes just things happen. But it's our journey. And I've enjoyed the journey that I've gone on with you guys. And I'm looking for a few more years. This has been great. I'm going to move on out of the way. But tonight, the real treasure of this program is to be able to hear the stories of the men and where they came from and how they are now self-sufficient, how they are now husbands, how they are now doing and living a normal life. And it's just unbelievable. And it lets me know and it lets us know that there is a God and that he does care about us and that he does hear our prayer and he does share in the work and the efforts that we put in. So congratulations to the class of 2019. At this time, I'm going to invite to the stage in this order, and the guys have already been instructed, I've heard their speeches, to only speak 2 to 3 minutes, because they have some very powerful stories. Rayshawn Haskins, Douglas Phillips, and then Jeremy Madison. Rayshawn.
Good evening, I'm Rayshawn Haskins. And a year ago, I was hopeless, had no vision, didn't care about anything. I'd rather live a lifestyle that was killing me than a lifestyle that would help me live. But when I got into Georgia Works, it was something about the program that made me believe differently. And as I stand here right now, and as I stand here and feel the warmth and the love of this program, it was like being in my big brother's house. When it was time to be disciplined, I had to accept it, and it gave me some structure. That same structure that I live with to this very day. That same structure that I plan on walking and living with for the rest of my life. And I'm very happy to stand here and be a part of 200 formerly homeless men that have successfully graduated to self-sufficiency. Thanks for letting me share.
Good evening. I guess Georgia Works gave me a rope. I could either hang myself or help myself up, so I'm gonna help myself up. All right, some of you know me as Do Right. Some of you know me as Doug. I stand before you a Georgia Works man today. I'd like some help from the audience to help me. Please repeat after me. I'm alive today. So I've outlived my past. Decisions I make impact every area of my life. Change my mind, change my heart, change my actions. And the rest is up to me. My time at Georgia Works has allowed me to begin my metamorphosis of change. Georgia Works is a program that embodies 5 main principles. They are work ethic, integrity, hope, vision, and humility. I like to liken Georgia Works to a training/practice ground where I learned to put in work certain tools that when I failed, while I was here, the consequences would not be that detrimental, as if I made those same mistakes outside in this safe haven. These same principles I practiced while I was at Georgia Works now force me to be a productive member of society. There's a banner at Georgia Works that reads, personal responsibility. Today I can take ownership for everything that I do, and I know that if I'm not a part of the problem, I'm not a part of the solution. I came to Georgia Works with the clothes on my back. Now I stand in front of you not too shabby. Y'all see my seersucker? I came here an addict. Now I stand in front of you with 456 days of recovery, clean and serene. I came here estranged from my wife, who's not here with me today, and a deadbeat dad. I know I have a wife back in my life. Now I have a wife back in my life, and I'm striving to be a role model for my son. I came here straight out of jail with nowhere to go. Now I have a lease with my name on it. I came here without a job. Now I'm gainfully employed with back on my feet, doing what I love, helping others. I came here back on my feet. I came here with no money and credit so messed up I didn't have a bank account. Now I have money in my pocket and an account with Bank of America. The list goes on, but I was only allotted 2.5 minutes, Mr. Hunter. But last and far from least, I came here disconnected from my higher power. Now I have a relationship with God, and I can live in faith and not fear. I've developed some strong relationships while I've been here who I'd like to thank. I'd like to thank my higher power, who I choose to call God, the staff and the clients of Georgia Works, the volunteers and members of Back on My Feet, my home group, the How You Living Men's Group, the volunteers at Gasha Gives, the staff and clients at Gateway, my family, friends, and persons in my network. I love you all.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Jeremy Madison, and I'm a former client of the Georgia Works program. First off, I want to give glory to God because without Him, none of this would be possible. We are all defined by knowledge. The Georgia Works program has given me that knowledge. I am thankful for the job opportunity and housing that the program has provided me with. I've gained a valuable tool from the program, what I use today to help me stay clean and sober. I would like to thank everyone who took the time to help me when I needed it. I'm so thankful to be a part of this program. I really am. Last but not least, I want to thank my beautiful fiance, because without you, none of this would be possible anyway, because you held me down through all of it. So I'm really thankful for you, because you could have easily walked away. But thank you. So it's kind of spur of the moment. I really didn't have too much time to prep. But thank you for your time, and thank you all to all the graduates. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Timothy Clark, and it's an honor for me to stand here before you today and tell you how appreciative I am for Georgia Works program and how it worked for me. First and foremost, I would like to express my gratitude to the organizer of this program, as it was a stepping stone that I felt I needed to help me continue progressing in my life. Personally, I would like to thank Mr. Fisher. He took a chance and accepted me in this program. I was court mandated to complete the program, and his acceptance in the program gave me the second chance I needed to restructure my life and to become a productive member of society rather than a menace to society. I would like to also commend and thank Mr. Rodney Mack. When I entered the program, he was recent a graduate turned staff for Georgia Works. His words of encouragement, if I can do this, Tim, then so can you. Just do the process. He was instrumental in helping me to overcome most of the obstacles I faced while completing the program. I would like to recognize Mr. Phil Hunter also. Mr. Hunter's speeches, instructions, and the hard love he gave me provide inspiration and taught me how to let go of my pride and to allow the program to help me. And one last shout out to Mr. Adolphus for becoming my mentor and giving me the clarity to see the program through. One of the most important things that I gained from this program is how to pick and choose your battles, as some are not worth the consequences. Today, as I stand here, I am proud to say that I'm a successful graduate of Georgia Works, and I was getting very frustrated with the barriers that goes along with my background and trying to acquire and maintain a job. And I heard some guys discussing this program and immediately called and spoke with Mr. Fisher. The rest was history. The program helped me in my quest to the structure I needed to obtain and maintain employment, shelter, and a bank account. I was able to improve my already strong work ethics as the program provides stable and career-oriented jobs for the participants. It also exposed me to social network, helped me to draw out all my consciousness is my defense mechanism, and how to mingle and open up to more people. I met a few people during my stay who are still in my network today. It provides counseling, resources which helped me to learn how to have better control of my temper, which is a major barrier for me. And it gave me access to health care, which I utilize as much as possible, as good health plays a vital part in the general well-being. Overall, the program worked for me. And it can work for anyone who wants to accept what the program has to offer and comply with the requirements. Today, I consider myself a regular, commonplace member of society, a productive and giving citizen. I have 2 jobs, stable housing, even a driver license. Upon leaving Georgia Works, I immediately obtained a full-time custodial job cleaning offices at Kaiser Permanente on the ABM. I remained steadfast in my job search and landed another job as a recovery coach, which Someone Cares is the incorporation I work for. I work here full-time, and I continue to work at ABM part-time. Someone Cares works under the umbrella of CDC, providing resources, testing, counseling, and teaching about the PrEP pill, and other services to HIV-infected people and their partners. I began working for them January the 28th, 2019. Since then, I have obtained 6 certifications: CPR, mental health, first aid, HIV counseling testing and assessment, and suicide prevention. Thank you. I have received a substantial merit raise with Someone Cares after my probation period was successfully completed. I also performed many different tasks with the company, including outreach, counseling, and barbering. I am currently scheduled for future training to attain more certifications in substance abuse and mental health. I have also found and maintained housing for myself, and I'm currently in the process for looking for new housing. I have an open and sustained and active checking and savings account. With my current raise, I am now able to contribute more to my savings account, and I'm considering home ownership as my next move. I don't know how to be brief. And I am now, I also continue my community service of providing free haircuts to kids for events such as back to school and Christmas time. The most important aspect of the completion of the program is that I completed court-mandated requirement and gave the state back 40 years of probation. I also have of expunged record as well. In conclusion, again, I would like to thank everyone involved with the development and the implementation of this program. The program does work if one puts in the work needed to complete the program. To any newcomer who may be in the audience, the best things in life are worth working for. The best things in life are worth working for and waiting for. This program can be one of the best things to happen to you. My Georgia Works story is a small testament how hard work pays off. My advice to you is to apply yourself to the program, recognize and accept what is being offered to you. Comply to the rules, no matter how hard it is, and just keep it simple. Just keep it simple. This advice can assist you in your journey in life. Even after you leave the program, I recommend several people to this program because I know it works. Again, my name is Timothy Clark, and I'm a recovering addict that has been clean for going on 5 years, December 26, 2019. Thank you and have an awesome night.
My name is Jack Harden, and I always appreciate it when Bill and Phil allow me to come up here. And it's not just because this is the only chance I'm going to get to be in this pulpit. It's because this is one of the best nights of the year. I like to think of myself as Bill's junior partner in this project. I've labored in this vineyard of fighting homelessness now for several decades. We've been very successful in our community in reducing our homeless counts by over 10% in the last 10 years and reducing our unsheltered population by over 60%. And one of the biggest barriers we've had as we've been on this journey is to convince people that homelessness is not inevitable, it's not inexorable, it doesn't have to be, and it can be ended. And I'm looking at 200 men who are living proof of that proposition. It's an inspiration to all of us, and it's an inspiration to the rest of the community when they see you out there in your blue uniforms, whether it's good weather, bad weather, hot weather, cold weather. dispels many of the misconceptions they have about the nature of people experiencing homelessness. I'm inspired by you, and I wish you I wish you well, and congratulations. Thank you.
It's my honor tonight to introduce our keynote speaker, Mr. George McDonald. In the 1980s, there were thousands of homeless people living on the streets of New York City. No one knew what to do to counteract what was going on or how to help out. But George McDonald knew that someone had to do something, and that someone was him. But you see, George didn't really have to do anything. He was comfortable in his life. He was highly successful in the garment industry. And like most at the time, he spent a moment waiting for the government or nonprofits to step up, but he became frustrated when no one did. So he started serving sandwiches to hungry homeless people in the main New York train station, Grand Central Station. And he started listening to the stories that the people were telling him, stories of being evicted from homes on cold winter nights, of the transit police moving people out of warm train stations into freezing temperatures, and he saw people dying on the streets. All of these things made him realize that people needed more than a meal and some warm clothing. They needed a way out of where they were. Harriet McDonald, his wife, who is here as well, met George around that time and heard him speak at a eulogy about a woman only known as Mama who was living on the street. And soon thereafter, they joined together to form a dynamic husband and wife team. 30-some years later, what they have accomplished is really breathtaking. The Ready, Willing, and Able program has helped tens of thousands of formerly homeless and incarcerated people in New York City and elsewhere become clean, stay clean, change their habits, become work-ready, provide them with economic opportunity, and transition into a productive and self-sufficient life. Tens of thousands of people. 6 years ago, when I was studying the Atlanta homeless problem and what programs existed to help work-capable men, the national gold standard was, and it remains, the Ready, Willing, and Able program started by the McDonalds. So I emailed them and went to New York City and toured the program and met the people up there and quickly became convinced that we had to have that program here in Atlanta. And as we moved further along in our plans to set up Georgia Works, the Ready, Willing, and Able people came down to Atlanta and helped us in countless ways. They helped us with our paperwork, advice, and they even helped us set up our first dormitory. But the most important thing that they did is they encouraged us to take the leap, to trust our gut that this program would work, that men would line up to join the program, and we could successfully implement and run a program that would help the homeless of Atlanta. Simply put, there would be no Georgia Works without George McDonald. He has not only saved tens of thousands of people in New York City, but because of him, we have 741 graduates here in Georgia Works, and now a North Georgia Works that opened up in Gainesville, Georgia, thanks to the hard work of Doug and Lynn Hansen. So it's rare that you get to introduce a hero and to hear him speak, but I get to do that right now. So please give a big Georgia Works welcome to Mr. George McDonald.
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. That wasn't very nice. You gave my speech. Thank you, Bill and Phil. But before I have these few remarks, let me say that there would be no George McDonald or Ready, Willing, and Able program or Doe Fund in New York or in Philadelphia or Boulder, Colorado, or in the other places that it is, if it wasn't for Harriet Carr McDonald. Stand up, please, stand up. Stand up. Stand up, please. So you should know that the reason why I believe work works, and when we got married, I had to go to work. So this may be all of the result of us getting married, but in all seriousness, Harriet is my business partner and my partner in life, the love of my life. But we're equal partners, and we've been doing this work together for well over these 30 years. And it's... And just for the women in the audience, I want you to know, it took me a long time, but I convinced my board that she should be paid exactly as much money as I was being paid. And we ordered dinner in. She doesn't cook at the end of the day, and that's enough of that. So, Phil Hunter, Bill, thank you. I don't know what to say after that, but thank you. And Phil, let me just say that Harriet and I were thrilled when we received your email inviting us to share this wonderful day with the graduates and their families. For almost 30 years now, we had similar graduation ceremonies for the men of Ready, Willing, and Able in New York. It's always a special day and a sacred one as well. So thank you for inviting us. And now let's talk about something really important. The courage and commitment that marks the graduates of Georgia Works. I know how much effort it takes from the mentors and the staff, the sponsoring organizations and the business partners, and most especially from you, the men who have dedicated to turn their lives around. We watched some of your earlier graduations on your website, and it felt like a family home movie. We see those same success stories at the Doe Fund's Ready, Willing, and Able program that Harriet and I designed at our kitchen table so long ago. We see it in your accomplishments in your faces. We hear it in the stories that you told this evening. It was maybe 7 years ago that Bill toured our Harlem facility to learn about what we were doing, and he believed that it could be a model for Atlanta. One of our graduates, formerly homeless and in trouble with the law, showed Bill around and then traveled, as Bill said, to Atlanta for a few days to consult and to explain our model to your staff. He remembers Bill and Phil Hunter and recalls their shared commitment to the transformative power of work, paid work. Nazarene Griffith told me to say hello for him. He hasn't forgotten how you believe that treating these men like they are people will produce results. And for well over 6 years now, you're proving that, I'm sorry. Naz couldn't be here today. We couldn't afford to give him the day off. He now runs all of our facilities and recently joined our corporate board. We have graduates who have gone on to become our employees. 70% of our 500 employees are graduates of our program. And graduates they've helped build our organization for the past 3 decades. You changed your lives, and you changed other lives as well. You did the hard thing. And by your determination and persistence, children got reacquainted with their fathers. Parents saw their lost children become fully functioning adults after years in the wilderness of prison and homelessness. And the community at large saw the potential that exists, the value in every human being. You are proven daily here in Atlanta that work works, that every individual has potential and value. All we have to do is reach out, offer the chance, provide some mentoring, And then watch what happens when a man makes up his mind to do great things. Bill, Phil, all the members of the Georgia Works community, you have lived the words we read in Matthew. I was hungry, and you fed me. I was thirsty, and you gave me drink. Naked, and you clothed me. Sick, and you visited me. In prison, and you came to me. When the righteous man asked, when did I do these things? The king answers, inasmuch as you do these things to the least of my brethren, you have done them unto me. So, here in this holy place, I stand in awe of all the things that this year's graduates have accomplished. And I applaud all here who helped make these individual miracles happen. God will bless you. God will bless you. Thank you.
How'd you like to have to follow that? Good evening. My name is Henry Grady, and I am Jack's junior assistant to Bill, so I fall in that pecking order. Bill McGahan and I are longtime friends, and this has really been a vision of Bill's for years and years, and I've been blessed and privileged to come alongside of him since he had this crazy idea of bringing it to Atlanta, and thank you all for letting me be a part of each of your lives. But also, I'm a member here at the First Presbyterian Church of Atlanta. So really, on behalf of our whole membership, our session, and our staff, we are blessed to have you in our church tonight. Please come back anytime you like. We never close. The doors are always open. My other challenge tonight is to simply make you aware of some really wonderful individuals who are working hard to make this program what it is. So I'd just like to call out a few names, and I have a small award for a few people. Tonight we're going to give away 2 Hardin Lifetime Achievement Awards and 3 Hardin Community Partner Awards. So as I call your name, come on up, and then I'll tell a little story about you. You've met George already. George, I'm going to ask you to come back up and to bring your wife, Harriet. You heard George's story, and you've already seen Harriet. The Doe Fund, which was mentioned earlier, was formed in 1985. You heard the story about feeding the homeless in Grand Central Station. While George was on this mission, he actually met a homeless woman who he called Mama. And Mama was someone you befriended at Grand Central. And unfortunately, Mama was put out of Grand Central one night and died of exposure to the weather. And that provided some additional inspiration for him to create what he called the Doe Fund for Mama Doe, in which he and Harriet, who now serves as executive director, helped to devote both of their last 30 years of their lives to. And because of that, Georgia Works would like to award each of them a Hardin Lifetime Achievement Award. George, one for you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
So as I mentioned, we also have 3 Community Partner Awards. These individuals should not be folks that you do not know or who you have not seen around the community. The first one is for Phyllis Rowe. So Phyllis recently retired from volunteering at the Gateway Center after 8 years. During her time at Georgia Works, during her time at Gateway, Georgia Works was a new organization. We were the new kids on the block. We had a 30-bed facility on the first floor of the Gateway Center. And now where are we? So as Georgia Works began to partner with employers, the need often arose where men would need work boots or shirts or ties or other things, and Phyllis took it upon herself to assist and would often bring donations to Georgia Works to clothe the men so they could get to their jobs and look the way they wanted to look and be an able-bodied employer. As you've heard, we've graduated over 700 men in our 6 years, and Phyllis, you share in our success. So thank you. Our next Community Partner Award goes to Heather Turton. I notice you're not wearing your running shoes today. Okay. So Heather's worked with Georgia Works clients since inception, and because of this partnership, many men have maintained a healthy and productive lifestyle through running. You can find Heather and her team in back of the Gateway on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, beginning with a prayer, and then off to run a few miles. This partnership provided an outlet for men to meet new friends and to find healthy outlets so that they could learn to lead productive lives. The Hardin Community Partner Award to Heather Turton. All right, my last award tonight goes to Teresa Watson. So Teresa has partnered with Georgia Works for over 3 years and has helped scores of men obtain their CDL permits, attend and complete training, obtain their CDL license, and then provide employment opportunities for men to become over-the-road drivers. Most of these men are still on the road today and often check in with not only Teresa, but with Phil and the team and case managers to let them know that they are still maintaining their own healthy lifestyle. So Teresa, thank you for what you do, and a Hardin Community Partner Award. Thank you. Congratulations. Phil, it's all you.
This is always the fun part of the ceremony each year for me. It's when we pass out the certificates to the men that have worked so hard during the year. Each man has given us a sentence or two that we'll read as we call their name to come and get their certificate. So at this time, I'd like to ask the staff and the board members of Georgia Works and our chairman to line up across the front of the pulpit with me. And I would like to invite Darlene Schultz to the podium with me. Thank you. Okay. Okay. I'll start out. I'm going to keep them in order here. Okay. All right. Y'all line up just a little bit. There you go. All right. You're going to do that, I guess. Or you, or if you can get one of the other. You got it? Okay. All right. Very good. Don, could you go over and help Bill with the certificates for me, please? Okay. I would like to ask that you hold your applause until we get done with everything. If you take the time and listen to the impact that this program has had on the lives of these men, as Darlene and I read these statements, you will be really moved by it. So just out of respect to everybody that took time to give a statement, if you could hold your applause until the end, and we'll call the first name, Mr. Charles Cheney. Georgia Works improved my life for the better. Mr. James Broomfield. Okay, let me tell you how this goes, guys. You're gonna start at this end. You're gonna shake everybody's hand, and you're gonna come on down, and you'll end with the chairman. James Broomfield. Second chances don't always happen. Thank you, Georgia Works, for a second chance. Jeremy Madison. When I found out what humility meant, it changed my life. I now have a relationship with God. Daniel Brown. Georgia Works helped me make better decisions and share my history regarding my old life served in prison. I am now successful and able to reach my goals with my wife and children. Isaiah Hogg. Georgia Works provided me with a stable and drug-free environment. Anthony Howard. Georgia Works gave me a chance to put my life in a positive direction. Ronnie Nicholson. Georgia Works helped me to manage my money and develop strong relationships. It taught me to be humble and live with integrity. Nicholas Holloway. The program was not all about work, but the way I was thinking, I learned to take personal responsibility for my actions. Marcus Hunter. I am grateful that Georgia Works helped me get back into society as a working and drug-free member. Michael Ippolito. Georgia Works has helped me stay off the streets, and it also helped me develop my leadership experience and career focus.
Robert Jackson. I thank God, Georgia Works, for showing me respect, integrity, and personal responsibility. Georgia Works helped me to remember the commitment I made to myself. Riondo Jackson. Your care and advice helped me make better life choices. James Johnson. The program gave me the peace of mind and spirit to continue. Andrew Jolly. Georgia Works replaced my fear and anxiety with self-esteem. They taught me how to focus on my future instead of my past. Keith Justice. Georgia Works helped me to restore my relationship with my family. David King. I can manage money and appreciate the people working for my benefit. Dejuan Knight. Georgia Works gives me the opportunity to reset my life and gives me more options.
Marbury Lakes. Georgia Works gave me the time I needed to focus on myself while building my family relationships. Edward Lake. Georgia Works has helped me become a better man and taught me to follow instructions while employed. Theodore Woods. I can't say thank you enough. My position now is to play it forward. William Lieutenant. Georgia Works helped me to make better decisions. Quentin Marshall. Georgia Works helped me to respond to situations and control my anger. Keith Marvels. There is no other program that pays you to work and to be the better person you can be in 6 to 12 months. I really enjoyed Georgia Works. Jermaine Myers. Georgia Works taught me a new and beneficial way of getting along with others. I use these skills every day to reduce my stress. Urban Miles. Georgia Works has helped me maintain my focus and not lose sight of my goals. James Mitchell. Georgia Works got me on the right track. I'm now working for a glass manufacturer as my career objective. Thank you, Georgia Works. Charles McAdams. Being at Georgia Works was a great learning experience. It taught me to be humble and understand how other people live their lives. Thank you, Georgia Works, for teaching me to be responsible. Millard Murray, Georgia Works taught me to get brutally honest with myself. Michael Murray, Georgia Works provided me with my first job and provided a safe place for me to recover from the street life.
Caesar Neal, I was taught patience and persistence and never to give up on your dreams. Craig Butler, Georgia Works helped me build respect and integrity for myself. Andrew Butts, Georgia Works helped me get closer to my family as well as address my personal barriers that have been a problem for me in the past. Terrence Campbell, the program put the I can do this self-confidence back into my life. Rolando Carter, Georgia Works is a challenging and rewarding part of my growth. Stevie Chapman, Georgia Works gave me an opportunity to discover my purpose in life and an opportunity to get it right. Jimmy Cherry, Georgia Works helped me to get back on my feet in my time of need. The program helped me overcome my homelessness and find employment. Thank you, Georgia Works. Samuel Cole, Georgia Works helped me to realize what I needed to be successful. Elmer Duvet, Georgia Works gave me the stability I needed to get my family back, as well as employment needed for my self-esteem.
Dowry Dunham, Georgia Works helped me to set goals and be persistent to reach them. Otis Davenport, Georgia Works has helped me get my life back together. This program works if you want it, but you must want to change. Ronald Ellison, Georgia Works helped me to set a goal and have the courage to stay with that plan. Deshaun Etuin, Georgia Works has given me the ability to reset my life and a second chance to live my life drug-free. Markel Fanning, I appreciate everything you've done to help me focus on my priorities. Dwayne Gay, Georgia Works is a great program. It forced me to accept the fact that I was powerless. I feel the program has made me a better person. Henry Gomez, Georgia Works taught me no matter how bad your past is, there is a future in store for you if you do the work. Alan Hall, Georgia Works is the beginning of the end of a way of life that has been keeping me incarcerated in prison and in the streets for 40 years of my life. I've never had employment in my life, and this program has given me the opportunity of life. Mitchell Hare, Georgia Works gave me a new perspective on my life moving forward in the right direction. Dwayne Hammondtree, Georgia Works helped me with motivation and support to earn my way back to self-sufficiency. Rayshawn Haskins, Georgia Works gave me the time I needed to get my life together. Kirk Berry, Georgia Works kept me on track and motivated me to stay positive while seeking employment. Michael Bowles, Georgia Works put focus back into my life. My directions has changed for the good. Joshua Boyd, Georgia Works taught me humility and how to respect myself and others.
Linnell Osborne, Georgia Works helps me to stay clean, becoming a man on my own. Samo Pearson, Georgia Works helped me to understand personal responsibility and helped me to get my license. The program taught me discipline and how to care for others. Doug Phillips, Mr. Ivy has helped me get my recovery foundation. Georgia Works is a great program. Michael Pierce, my life was undisciplined and Georgia Works provided structure in my life. Sherman Pearson, I'm grateful to be part of this first-class organization. Henry Pickney, Georgia Works re-emphasized personal responsibility to me. Michael Pinter, Georgia Works made me more responsive to responsibility and appreciation. I am grateful. Daniel Ponce, Georgia Works taught me humility and how to respect myself and others. It gave me the discipline I need to succeed. Roland Price, your advice has helped me to make it beyond what I imagined myself capable of achieving. Matthew Pye, the program put me back in the game of life. It allowed me to grow.
Okay. Freddie Richardson, thank you, Georgia Works, for helping me regain my sobriety and reestablishing my employment history. Henry Riley, Georgia Works put focus back into my life. My direction has changed for the good. Evander Robinson, Georgia Works really picked me up and allowed me to build myself up. Franklin Robinson, Georgia Works helped me to get some stability into my life. The program allowed me to focus on myself, find employment, as well as housing. Thank you, Georgia Works. Krayshawn Ronlin, in the program I was able to receive necessary support to address all of my medical and social needs. Ian Sapat, Georgia Works helped me identify my weaknesses and turn them into strengths. Michael Scott, there is value in who I am and what I stand for with Georgia Works. Kenzie Schubert, Georgia Works was just the kind of program I needed. It showed me how to take personal responsibility for myself. Cedric Sims, I'm glad to have Georgia Works on my side. They supported me in a lot of ways. Barnell Smith, my life was a wreck, but Georgia Works helped me get a new life. Larry Smith, the program taught me to make better decisions in my life and use skills I have not used before. Marlon Smith, if it was not for Georgia Works, I don't know where I'd be. I was able to find employment and housing. Brantley Stribling, Georgia Works gave me the training and confidence I needed to maintain employment and housing. Ryan Swan, Georgia Works helped me realize what I need to do to be successful in life. Thank you for caring for me. Javoris Thornton, attending the daily meetings and making curfew was hard for me. Now I understand why it was necessary. My work ethic is much better. Alfonso Thompson, I learned to take responsibility in every area of my life. Robert Toole, Georgia Works helped me to realize that I was my own problem.
Earl Turner, Georgia Works has helped me to rethink how I make decisions. I am learning to let the process work in my life. I am taking it one step at a time. Antonio Walton, Georgia Works helped me love and respect myself more. William Watson, Georgia Works has taught me patience. It has taught me how to deal with issues beyond my control. I no longer ever need everything my way. Jesse Ward, Georgia Works was the heart up I needed. Brian Washington, Georgia Works made me self-sufficient and made me more respectable. Antonio Wiley, Georgia Works has influenced my life for the better. Dexter Williams, the best program to get on your feet again is Georgia Works. Waltez Wilkins, Georgia Works taught me to move beyond my comfort zone. Tyler Wofford, Georgia Works helped me to become stable, leading me to self-sufficiency. Bryant Woods, I would recommend Georgia Works to anyone who is willing to change their life. The program is working for me. Manuel Burgos, Georgia Works improved my life. Robert Hightower, I did not know what to expect from the program when I started, but Georgia Works allowed me to regain.
All right, that's it.
Okay. Thank you. I'm going to do that.
All right. While everybody's processing through the line, are there any graduates that we missed? Okay, if you're a graduate that we missed, just please come forward and come on and come through the line, please. Okay. So, Tony, let me see here. All right, as the guys are processing through the line, the additional names of graduates that came in, Mr. Darrell Butler, Mr. Derek Scott, Mr. Timothy Clark, Mr. Isaiah Williams, Reginald Dawkins, Rolando Roberts, Calvin Cooley, Wayman Mitchell, Benjamin Worthy, Carl Brown, Wesley Adams, and Terrence Eatman. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the 2019 class of Georgia Works. This time, I'd like to invite Mr. Gary Jones to the podium to give us some closing remarks. After your closing remarks, alma mater is on the back. I'll stand right here.
Let the church say amen. Let the church say amen. Let the church say amen one more time. Now, y'all forgive me, I'm Baptist, so I know this is a nice Episcopal church, but I'm from Campbellton Road, so forgive me, y'all. My name is Gary Jones. Bill calls me a board member. I'm a board member of Georgia Works, but people call me a lot of different things. Some call me science teacher, some call me basketball coach, football coach, track and field coach. But right now, I'm just a brother amongst many graduates, and I'm just as excited as if I'm at a family graduation. This is great. Give yourselves one more hand. Bill's been telling me about this graduation for years, and because of work conflicts, this is my first time able to attend. It's amazing to see the transformation that has taken place in such a short amount of time. Graduates, just take 5 seconds to think where you were 12 months ago. And just look around, look where you are now. Isn't God good? And this is not just about you. It's deeper than that. It's bigger than that. This is about your spouses. This is about your children. This is about your grandchildren. You look at me. I was fortunate to graduate from Georgia Tech, and I was fortunate to be able to work at nice places. But that happened because the people before me did what you all did, was put in the work. You see, functioning member of society up here, but it came from work the way you did. My father grew up on Bankhead. Who knows where Bankhead is? Anybody know about Bankhead? Okay. All right. Oh, I'm sorry. It's called Hollowell now. Forgive me. It was my father's from Bankhead. My mother's from South Central over near Crenshaw, so she was in a gang-infested area over there. So I'm a child of Crenshaw and Bankhead. But look at me now. So just imagine your children, imagine your grandchildren, imagine the great things they'll say based on the work that you all put in. 2019 graduates, congratulations. We're so proud of you. At this time, we're going to call Phil back because he asked me to lead this song. I don't sing. I coach. I don't sing. So Phil's going to come up, and we're going to do the Georgia Works alma mater.
If everybody can stand with me, the men have been working very hard on this. We'll end with the Georgia Works alma mater. be self-sufficient, to work while I can, in search of redemption, a life with a new plan, a past with some bad choices, until your light of hope was raised, illuminating new direction, a beacon to a better way. Georgia Works will preserve your standards of integrity, humility, in place of endless words. New path we choose to lead, living faithfully. Because of you, our new lives begin. Standing proud to be Georgia Works men. Life full of new value, instilled with hope, educated with new vision, empowered, strong, and bold, restored knowing our purpose, resulting from your love and faith, rebuilding family, community, a new future, a new day. Georgia Works will preserve your standards of integrity, humility, in place of endless words. The path we choose to lead, living faithfully. Because of you, our new lives begin. Standing proud to be Georgia Works men. Good night, everybody. Thank you for coming.